For today's video, we're going to be playing some Greybough Druid, because there's an achievement for summoning like 200 Greyboughs, and I gotta work on that shit, I guess. So along with the Greybough, I'm also playing a Vectus. That way if the opponent deals with the Greybough, we can get a second wave of Greyboughs going. And because the Greybough, like, it summons itself multiple times, then like both of the little Vectus whelps can each copy a Death Rattle, which is nice. The only other Death Rattle I'm playing for Vectus is Lucent Bark. I believe if a Whelp copies this Death Rattle, it does leave behind a dormant Lucent Bark. Not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So yeah, the Vectus is pretty strong in this deck, even though we only play 2 Death Rattles. But we've got some other cute stuff going on as well. I'm playing 2 copies of Underbelly Ooze, because I thought it would be pretty sick to land some Greybough Death Rattles on it, and then it copies itself, and then you get more Greyboughs. Seems like it could be pretty nasty. And if I'm remembering correctly, there was like an actual good Druid deck in the past that played this card, because it's like really good with Iron Bark. Make it a 4/8, which is a lot harder to deal with. For more Greybough and Lucent Bark copying shenanigans, I'm playing 2 Germinations. And with Germination, I thought it would be kinda sick to play Moonfang. Moonfang is also really good with Ironbark and Tree Enforcements. So we've got some nice little bits of synergy between all of our big stuff. Finally, I'm playing a bit of a Treant package, because Arbor Up is super good. I wanted some big stuff for Groundskeeper, and Aeroponics seemed like a nice draw engine. Other than that, we're just playing like good, cheap, rampy, removal-y Druid cards. So yeah, my win rate with the deck so far is not great, but I think there are some major improvements that can be made.
Elise versus Ooze. I will fight with honor.
Class is in session.
We just want to mulligan for a ramp, I think. Can maybe keep Greybough. I think I just want the ramp, though. Make a 2/2 here, guess the weight next turn, and then maybe I can Aeroponics on 3?
Reporting for duty.
I think I can usually Aeroponics on 3 with him making a 1/1 here. It's almost always less. I could bloom out the Greybough next turn. And then I do have a Vectus pretty soon after that. It's probably good to just play Aeroponics here, though. I actually think I'm gonna Lunar Eclipse this as well, because there's a really good chance that I coin the Greybough, and I want a minion in play to eat the Death Rattle.
Reporting for duty.
So if I coin Greybough, the opponent can play like Blessing of Authority. That would suck for me. If I'm not coining Greybough, my play is like Groundskeeper, which kind of sucks.
Glorious.
I guess I could like Hero Power plus guess the weight. But I have 9 cards, so I would have to intentionally guess wrong to not overdraw. Let's just do this. I don't think it's super likely that my opponent has like a Blessing of Authority or something.
I'm going to throw the book at you.
That's fine. It seems like a really, really bad attack. I mean, I just trade this here. And then this gets the death rattle. I get another Greybough. And then I guess I really want a minion in play. So we're just gonna do this. I played 2 of my Lucent Bark heals here, which is not great. But this is a Greybough game, right? Alright, Greybough dies, but I can play Vectus here. I think I do like Vectus. Oh, I actually could play Arbor up as well. I've seen 1 Libroom of Justice already. It did cost 3. So theoretically, the opponent could have 2nd Libroom of Justice plus Consecration next turn. I know one of my opponents, 7 cards. I feel like this Arbor up is just so strong. Not only because of the stats, but it's more bodies for my Greyboughs as well.
I do love a good study session. Reporting for duty.
So I really want to have another minion here. But there's nothing I can play. Wow, my opponent plays Sand Breath in their deck. That's crazy. So the death rattles these have is the one that gives a minion to summon a Greybough, right? They don't summon Greyboughs themselves. I guess I just play this. It's almost always more. It was not more. I think I'm supposed to pass here.
So many contradictions.
Shattrath will not fall in vain.
That minion has a lot of stats. Moonfang Ironbark is pretty strong here, though. These 2 cards are Hand of Adal and Blessing of Wisdom, right? Well, I guess I wasn't keeping track of how many Libroom of Wisdom the opponent played. Alright, Sand Breath as well. Another Ironbark. Well, let's see. I could theoretically deal 6, 9, 11, 12, 13 to this, which is clearly not enough. I mean, I guess I just put more health on this thing, right? If the opponent doesn't have that second Libroom of Justice, this moon thing is a nightmare. Well, I guess they can have Penflinger. But the moon thing is still pretty hard to deal with. I mean, I guess I kill this. But, like... I don't know, I just give my opponent all these Libroom of Wisdoms that they can then put on their other minions. Is my opponent? No, they don't even overdraw here. I don't know if that's the right target for those Wisdoms. I guess it stops me from value trading with the Ooze. Blessing of Wisdom on my guy.
I cannot wait to read these.
I can't really attack with it because I'm kind of fucked as soon as my opponent draws Libroom of Justice. This is a very strange board state. Well, this thing is 8 health. My opponent can hit it 8 times next turn. But, like, I would be really happy if they did that. So I could give my opponent a card here. In exchange, I can kill these two and make a 3/4.
Stand the time run low.
I think I just pass. I don't really know what I'm hoping to happen this game, though. Like, if I just pass every turn, I lose as soon as my opponent hits Libroom of Justice. They're just gonna kill my moon thing here. That's fine. Well, I guess they don't have to be killing it, they're just sending damage into it. Actually, maybe I'm just dead to Penflingers here. No, the opponent didn't draw anything. So they either already have their Penflingers or they don't play them, which would be really weird. But my opponent's hand would have to be Broomstick double Penflinger. That's pretty specific. Oh wait, no, and I know that my opponent's holding some amount of dragons. So they just don't play Penflinger. Seems wrong. Okay. I don't know, I feel like this board state got like really simplified and like way better for me. Let's go ahead and do this and see what happens. Probably just playing Germination wherever the Death Rattle goes. On a Greybough. I guess I can trade Greybough into this turn and then like germinate this. That's pretty weak to like that's still pretty weak to Libroom of Justice though, I think. Well, maybe not. I do actually get a Greybough out of this. but this is probably still what I'm copying. No reason to play the Groundskeeper, I think. So this makes a Greybough and gives something a death rattle, right? Okay, this summons 2 now. That thing got pretty freaking big. I mean, this is an easy germination on this Greybough, right?
You're barking on the wrong tree.
Alright, so these... Yeah, each of these summons 2. I don't think it's good to make copies of these here.
Out of my way.
Like, filling up board space isn't good for these death rattles.
Time run low.
I'm just wondering if I shoot this for 2 or not. I think I just pass here. Alright, we landed a death rattle on an Ooze. Not actually sure if I want to draw a card here. But I'm pretty sure I'm not spending the mana otherwise, so I'll just hold an excess mana here, I guess. I don't know, it probably makes sense for me to... Probably should have shot the 7-1 actually, I don't know why I just did that. But the Divine Shield's annoying. I think the Death Rattle landed here, which is really bad for me, because it's just wasted.
I do love a good study session.
There's a Lucent Bark. Let's see. All of these have the same single Greybough Death Rattle. Well, these 3 summon a Greybough, these make 1 Greybough. I guess I should be attacking into my opponent's board here. Maybe I want to draw for Arbor up.
So many contradictions.
There's Arbor up. Is it actually good? Or am I dumb? I have to like trade off 2 things before it does anything, right? I guess I didn't need to draw for Arbor up here. This is fine. If my opponent board wipes here, I still get 3 Greyboughs in play. Which is fine.
I'm going to throw the book at you.
Not sure if Arbor up ends the game here. This thing gets up to 12 health, I think. So 6, 6, 14, 22. I think I'm 1 damage off lethal here.
My cards are low. How strange.
I think it's worth being one off lethal. This turn of board clear leaves me with 5 Greyboughs? I think so. I feel like I'm getting spite roped here. Not sure what my opponent could really be thinking about with 3 cards in their hand.
Oh no, my trove of cards is gone.
Okay.
Out of my nose!
Elise versus Gul'dan.
Your souls shall be mine!
I think all the Warlocks are probably going to be pretty bad for me. But maybe if I can guess the weight, hit an Overgrowth, maybe it'll be okay. Man, where's an Arbor up when I need one? Zoo. Zoo is pretty rough, I think.
You here for the tour?
Really want to hit a ramp card, so we'll go for less. Also, less is just more likely anyway. Well, I do have Greybough into Vectus. It's pretty good. But it's going to be a bit slow against this stupid Zoo deck. Let's go guess the weight here over hero power. Yeah, basically over hero power. So 2, 4, 6, 7 cost more. 2, 4, 6, 9 cost less.
So
But if I hit more, like
contradictions.
Arbor up looks pretty good. Whatever, we'll just take the more likely one, I guess. I think I'm almost always playing Groundskeeper next turn instead of this Wild Growth. This Wild Growth probably doesn't get played.
No, don't. It's still good.
A clear garden or a clear
I am giving my opponent a way to add 2 Flesh Giants to their hand, since I'm playing a minion here. But, the Flesh Giants aren't that cheap yet.
Power in this world!
Overgrowth is very tempting, but I think I'm just playing Greybough here. The best draw next turn would for sure be Arbor up. Maybe Runic Carvings, they're both pretty good. I think the opponent can play 1 giant this turn, but not more than 1. It's a bummer that Greybough dies here. Wow, that Broomstick did not seem worth it. Probably just go ahead and play Vectus here. It's not super good, but it seems like it's hard for my opponent to clear the board and, like, deny the Greybough here.
There is so much untapped power in this world!
Out the road.
I think there's definitely a Flesh Giant coming down this turn, unfortunately.
You were just a burden.
So yeah, second Matron means my Greybough gets denied again. If the opponent wants to send this much damage in, which I guess they don't. Oh, Soulfire. Really, Soulfiring away a Flesh Giant. Well, you do you, buddy. Alright. If I can draw an Iron Bark or a Tree Enforcements, this Ooze can be really strong. Also just like Lucent Bark is pretty good. Arbor Up is pretty good.
You here for the tour?
I think Runic Carvings is probably the best draw on my deck here. And I can Wild Growth into it, which is nice. Moonfang doesn't do anything. I don't think I ever Aeroponics over Wild Growth here. Alright, sure. This Moonfang should be pretty hard to deal with, I think. Beautiful trades. Not the card I wanted to see. Very nice. The Arbor Up is nasty. If I bloom out the Arbor Up, I'm on 6 next turn, which means I can't play the Ooze. That's fine. I don't think I'm worried about next turn.
Sands of time run low.
This seems good. My opponent's dead here pretty often. Also, if they don't kill the 5/1 Treant, it does have Rush, so I can Germinate to copy the Rush. Spending 6 mana to draw cards here is probably not going to be good enough. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.